The United States seems to be on the path of a nuclear event with North Korea. What do we do with our nuclear material here? How dangerous will this event be? And what can we do to prevent it? Find out more on Channel 6 at 11.
Welcome back to the news at 11. As my life partner Justin said, America is on course to a nuclear disaster. But what does that really mean? This report will give an in-depth look at nuclear terror and how the engineers at Speed School and Donald Trump are working to protect you. Justin, what is the United States doing with nuclear material right now?
Well, here in America, there have been a lot of plans to store the majority of our nation's spent nuclear material in other highly radioactive waste in a central repository underneath the Yucca Mountain in Nevada, 80 miles from Las Vegas. Unfortunately, there's been a residential pushback that has essentially roadblocked this project. The biggest problem with the use of nuclear material is the nuclear waste that comes from it. Let's go to Matthew with some details on stopping enemies from developing nuclear weapons.
Thanks, Justin. There's been a large effort to scoop up and lock down the world's nuclear material since the Cold War. Yet nearly 30 years later, we are far from securing all the material. The United States' inability to lock down this waste risks it falling into the wrong hands. And according to sources, it's the best way to prevent nuclear attack is to prevent terrorists from obtaining it. Let's go back to Michael.
That's right, Matthew. Securing all of the material is crucial because once terrorists acquire enough, it becomes significantly more difficult to stop them from using it as a bomb. Only global participation in the anti-nuclear terror effort is sufficient. Examples were set by the Stanley Foundation, who began a programming effort focused on the security of nuclear materials. From our point of view here at the station, preventing a nuclear terror attack from taking place anywhere is an achievable and common sense goal the world's governments can agree on. But what are the practical policy steps that need to be taken to prevent this kind of catastrophe from happening anywhere in the world?
There are other key problems with preventing nuclear terror as well. One of them is how to detect the devices, especially from a distance, how to render a nuclear bomb inert, how to respond to such an emergency, and how to properly clean up and keep public communication open after the explosion. According to the NTI index that was held in 2016, there are no international standards held in place for the proper protection for nuclear materials, and there are no laws holding states with lax security accountable. Because of that, approaches to nuclear security greatly differ from country to country. For the last 3 years, there have been no improvements to on-site protection, control, and accounting. Also, insider threat prevention, physical security during transport or response capabilities.
Cybersecurity is another emerging problem. As the internet becomes a bigger and bigger part of our lives, it leaves more holes that people can slip through. Currently, the NTI rates that globally there are too few countries and states require virtually no effective security measures at nuclear facilities to address the threat posed by hackers.
Though the world governments are failing at their job, there is still hope. With the recent Twitter wars between Trump and North Korea, nuclear materials and nuclear attack is getting pushed to the front of the world's mind. We can use this to petition the governments to fund new engineering projects to deal with these issues.
As we wrap this newscast up, we are going to give you some terrifying statistics in the event of a nuclear war with North Korea. According to our experts' estimates, one of the largest bombs that North Korea has tested would cause upwards of 600,000 casualties when dropped at the center of Los Angeles.
This is why we need to prevent nuclear terror. That's it for us from Channel 6.